Hey guys, Zero back with another real-time gaming video. I was checking my email, actually my personal email, and I played this game a couple years ago, and I mean, how can you possibly resist an email that says a new server's launching? Every time, it gets me every time. I love this game, it's just way too time-consuming, that's the problem. But yeah, I checked my email, and like the second email down was, oh, Game's launching a new server. And I was just thinking, as I launched this channel, I was like, oh, I'll watch for new servers on some of the good games I've played. And I was like, yeah, I never actually know when an O-game server's coming out because they don't give you a notice. Well, I guess they do now. So I just signed up for this account. It's on Wriggle. It's kind of a weird server name, but that's the name of this server. I'm actually not sure what this does here. There's a lot of things I'm unfamiliar with because I haven't played this game in a while, but we will learn together. The good thing is, since they add a ton of new features, they do give you patch notes, and they do add to the tutorial regularly. Well, not regularly, but when they make big enough changes, they add to the tutorial, which is nice. I actually don't remember how to get back to the tutorial. Is it possibly unread messages? Welcome to Ogame. Oh, there's IRC Java chat now. That's kind of nice. Yeah, just kind of a rough estimate of what's going on. Oh wow, this is like, oh, this is German. So I definitely don't want that. Oh no, oh just a second. I'm not sure how to get out of this. Just 1 second. Okay, don't panic. I found it. It wasn't highlighted, strangely enough. It's this little question mark right here if you're looking for it. The cool thing about this tutorial, as opposed to Astro Empires and Skylords, is this tutorial actually gives you stuff. So as you accomplish the missions, it'll give you a missile turret, it will give you a fighter, it will give you a metal mine or whatever, what have you. This gameplay is very similar to Astro Empires, somewhat similar to Skylords, not really. It's different enough, and in a lot of senses, I think it's worth making this little mini-series and doing some pro tips later on. I like it because it's very strategy based. Astro Empires, you can't really lose anything. You can just lose your fleet. But also, the problem with Astro Empires is that if somebody attacks one base, it affects all of your bases. Like if they take your resources, your credits, as we call them, off of one base, it actually takes the amount you have on all of your bases and gives a certain percentage. Where in O-Game, the base they attack, the resources that are there, are the ones they have access to. They still can't really destroy your buildings. They can destroy your defense. We'll get into that later. So that's what makes a difference. That's what I really like about it. Some of the issues I have with this game is the monetization. It has a bit of a pay-to-win portion to it. Astro Empires and Skylords is pretty good about avoiding that. But you can, I guess they've added activatable items since I played last. And they have Dark Matter, this resource here, which you can get a little tiny bit, like an insignificant amount from doing things in-game. But you can buy it pretty cheap for what it does, and you can like double your income. You should never, under any circumstance, be able to double your income in any way, in any game, by paying with money. Totally imbalanced. But since that's not going to be affecting me and my little tiny account, I'm not too worried about it. But that's one of the main reasons that I struggle to play consistently. That, and it is a giant time sink. Because you are gathering resources, and it's not like Skylords. Transports aren't instant movement. Cargo ships actually take time. They travel just like every other ship using intergalactic flight, quote unquote, as you might call it. Alright, so let's hop into the tutorial, and we'll cover more things as we go. I just kind of would like to do the tutorial of a few games, and then kind of branch out from there with the development of how the game plays after that. Welcome to Ogame. Are you new here? This tutorial will explain the main functions of the game to you. During the course of the game, you will be given several tasks for which you will receive a reward on successful completion. That's what I'm talking about. The sequence of these tasks can be chosen randomly, however, as the content of the individual tutorials builds on one another, we recommend using the predetermined order. Should you have problems with a task, click on the solution clues on the individual menu items. You will receive a detailed explanation there. As soon as you have finished the task, you will receive more information and a reward for your work. That's one thing I really like, is that it does give you like the step-by-step like Astro Empires does for all of them, but you have to kind of ask it to. You have to go to solution hints, and then it'll say like, click on resources, select the solar, it'll say, okay, here's the basic supply, task 1 for dummies, in a little black and yellow book. It's really convenient. You probably shouldn't need it if you're not silly, but hey, whatever. Basic supply. To expand your home planet, you first of all will need enough resources. You can produce these via mines. Secure your basic supply by expanding your metal and crystal mines. Please note that the upkeep of supply buildings use up a lot of energy. You can produce this energy by, for example, using solar plants. That's really good. It's going to give me 150 metals. Oh gosh, I need some monies. It's going to give me 150 units of metal, 75 units of crystal. So I'm going to hop right into facilities. I believe this is the right one. Nope, absolutely not. Resources. There we go. I can click on this and it brings up the tab. What it's going to cost, how long it's going to take, and how much energy it's going to use. Kind of important. However, if I already know, I can just hit the little green button down here and it will queue it up. What I am going to need to do is I'm going to need to create some solar panels. So, I need a commander to be able to queue. So I can't queue right now. That's kind of inconvenient. Fortunately, it's only 20 seconds for a metal mine, so that's not that bad. It's going to give me 22 energy. It's going to take 43 seconds. It's kind of expensive. And these buildings do scale. I don't remember the exact math on it. The neat thing is, though, if you don't have enough energy, unlike Astro Empires where it won't let you build it, it just won't take effect. So what I'm talking about is that if you need 100 energy, or if you need 120 energy and you only have 100, it's only going to use that percentage. It will, if you do something that affects your energy level or affects your energy usage level, it will automatically drop all buildings to even. So they'll all drop to 80%, right? Because if I put my crystal mine and my metal mine to 100%, what it does is it sets them to 0 because I don't have any energy. So I can't actually use them, even though I have a metal mine that would produce me 11 metal an hour. It's not actually doing anything. It sees 0 because I don't have any energy. Now, if we were to look at it now, look, I'm getting 33 metal per hour. Sorry, that was the energy required because I have 11 energy. So I'm going to go ahead and build the crystal mine now because we can. But you'll see here. Oh, okay, it did it automatically. The crystal mine is going to take 11 energy. The metal refinery took 11 energy. My solar plant produces 22, I believe. Yes. So I'm not quite sure why that dropped to 70%. That doesn't quite make sense. Whereas if I was to build another metal refinery, it would drop the ratios to it would be producing at about 70% capacity. I'm going to set that to 100. And see, now I'm getting 22 crystals. I'm going to need another solar plant now if I want to continue building buildings. Kind of a big deal. Oh wow, you can even half the time of building using dark matter. That's super OP. That's really imbalanced. That's a new feature, entirely new. That actually makes me question showcasing this game because it is such a poor choice. Allowing me to spend, it's 750 dark matter. So let's go. Let's see, where do you buy dark matter? It's in here somewhere. Shop? Maybe the shop. Okay. So let's see what it says for dark matter. Okay, purchase dark matter. Let's see, we're going to go into this. I'm not actually going to buy any because I feel like it'd be a waste in this game. Sometimes I might buy stuff with you. Okay, so you get 30,000 dark matter for $5. That means it's what? Oh gosh, I'm trying to do math. So it's 500 pennies to 30,000. So you get like 60 dark matter for a penny. Right? Is my math right? 60 dark matter for a penny. So you're looking for 10 cents to double or half the build time of a building. Once you get to higher levels, that's just unreasonable. There's no reason for that. I mean, if you can't make money off a game, that's not how you should fix it. However, the problem is this game has a really solid player base. Players tend to be a little bit more level-headed here than in Astro Empires and in maybe other first-person games. It's a little bit more chill. It is a really well set up game, although minus the dark matter, I just feel like that's falling apart worse and worse. But it is a foreign game, and they tend to be really bad for that kind of stuff. They're not as indie developer like let's just barely make this work kind of style, which I can't actually say I disagree with or agree with, because it's kind of a personal choice and what the dev wants to do. So let's hop back to the tutorial. Let's see if did I actually do any of this stuff. Okay, so I need upgrade metal mine to 4. Holy crap, this is quite a lot of stuff. It's really trying to set me up well. So this is going to take some time, which is kind of messed up. Just an important note, resource buildings here are in the resource tab. It seems unusual to me for this kind of game. Facilities are going to be your shipyards, robotics factory, alliance depots. We'll talk about those later. Research labs. As you can see, there's a lot of glaring similarities. I actually believe, if you trace it back, I believe one game copied the other, but I won't say which because I'm not entirely sure on which there. As you can see, I haven't validated my account. Actually, in 48 hours, what it will do is lock my account in vacation mode until I verify it. And that's just not fun, so we're going to avoid that. So I'm going to build a crystal mine. Holy crap, am I not actually going to have enough resources to finish this first level of the tutorial? I'm not, because it's going to finish the crystal mine. I'm still going to need, like, 2 levels of this and 2 levels of this. And that costs 103. Holy piss! This is ridiculous. I get 103 an hour. It's going to take me like 4 hours to finish the first level of the tutorial. I don't remember it being that ridiculous. But I guess it is. I can't really build anything else at this point. Let's just see what the second level of the tutorial says. Planet defense. Oh yeah, I'm way far from that because I need to get like deuterium and stuff. Or deuterium. I'm not sure how to say that. Somebody send me a voice clip that tells me how to say that if you ever see this. Reward 1 rocket launcher. See, because it tells you to build 1 rocket launcher, but it also gives you 1 for free, which is kind of nice because defenses are important. Research. Very much like Astro Empires, except the tech tree is a little bit more open. I don't know if open is the right term. Let's go with open and resource intensive. It gives you more options. More options. That's a much better way of putting it. The difference, one big difference between this and the last game is that defenses actually take shipyard build time as opposed to building build time. Resources and facilities share, and shipyard and defenses share, which is fun. So as you can see, I'm actually done. I can't build anything else, which is total bollocks and not fun. Oh, here you are. This is what I want to show you. So there's not enough energy. So it's 24 to 25, 24 to 25. Not a big deal because it's so close. What the game does is it leaves it at 100. But if it were to drop down, this probably didn't make sense before. But that's okay. Okay, so see, I dropped down to 90%, which means it only requires 22, which means the crystal can produce at full capacity. If I go back up, see it drops 2 crystals. So really, it depends. Do I want more crystal or do I want more metal? At this point, it's only 1 or 2. But when you get up to higher levels, there gets to points where your metal mines are at level 25 and your crystal mines are at level 25. And you just can't possibly make enough energy at the time, whatever situation you're still building the energy, but you need a ton of crystal or a ton of metal. You can adjust this so it produces what you need. It also plays into deuterium, so it says my energy balance is -2, so you want it to be positive. Or you can just leave it and it'll automatically adjust itself. That's up to the individual player. The more resource options we have, actually, it will actually cap resources. I can only store 10,000. So what that does is if I log off for 100 hours and I come back, it will actually stop producing at that point. It will only produce to 10,000. That's what these are for. Metal storage, crystal storage, and deuterium tank. It allows you to base produce more. If you raid resources and bring them back in your ships, it won't affect anything. It only affects your production. So if you raid 10,000 resources and drop it here and then go to bed, you won't produce all night, which kind of sucks. But whatever. Yeah, so that's what those are for. You need to have, if you produce 10,000 resources an hour, you're going to need to have a much higher metal storage. Now these are relatively new, probably in the last couple of years. This game, mind you, has been around for like 10, 15 years, in different forms, different servers. Some of those servers are gone, but whatever. It actually has resource dens, which is kind of like storage, but what that does is if somebody raids you and you have 5,000 metal, let's say if they raid you, they were to get 3,000. Well, let's say you had a shielded metal den for 5,000 resources and you had 5,000 metal. They would actually raid nothing because it would be hidden. They wouldn't be able to access it. Mind you, the cost of these is so prohibitive nobody ever uses them. So I'm not sure why they're still in the game, but that's their function. The idea is that nobody can raid you. I just realized I'm out of time, so I'll be back with another video later. Just remember, questions, comments, rude remarks are always welcome in the comments. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Always remember to play safe and look both ways before you cross the street, and I will see you later.